Ria was a young woman with big dreams. She lived in the vibrant city of Mumbai, where every moment seemed to pulse with energy. Trains rushed through stations, cars honked on the streets, and people moved with urgency, as if every second counted. In a place like this, it was easy to feel swept up in the whirlwind of life. Ria worked at a large marketing firm, where deadlines were tight and pressure was high. She often found herself working late into the night, sacrificing her weekends to meet clients' demands, and constantly checking her phone for emails. Her life was a blur of meetings, projects, and presentations. She was always busy, but she couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. One day, as Ria sat at her desk, staring at a long list of tasks, she received a call from her grandfather, Dadu. He was a retired professor who lived in a quiet town in West Bengal. He was wise and kind, and Ria always loved listening to his stories. Ria, Dadu said, his voice warm and familiar. Hey, how are you, my dear? I'm good, Dadu, Ria replied, though her voice lacked its usual enthusiasm. Just busy with work, as always. Dadu chuckled softly. The busy life. Do you remember the story I used to tell you about the river and the rock? Ria smiled. She loved Dadu's stories. Of course, Dadu. You said the river flows around the rock because the rock is fixed and unyielding. The river moves with the flow of time. Exactly, Dadu said. The river doesn't fight time. It embraces it, adapts to it, and makes the most of it. Time is like that river, Ria. It keeps flowing, whether we want it to or not. If we don't learn to flow with it, we end up like the rock, stuck, rigid, and unable to move. Ria pondered his words as she finished her workday. When she returned home, she sat on her balcony, looking out at the city lights. The conversation with Dadu made her realize how much time she had been wasting. She had spent countless hours working, but how much of that time had truly been meaningful? How much had she missed because she was too busy to notice? Determined to change, Ria decided to value her time more. She started by setting boundaries at work, refusing to answer emails after hours and taking breaks to enjoy lunch with colleagues. She rediscovered her love for painting, a hobby she had abandoned years ago, and spent weekends exploring the city with friends. As Ria embraced the value of time, she noticed a transformation in her life. She was more present, more engaged, and more appreciative of the little moments. She found joy in simple things: walking through a park, listening to the sound of rain, and sharing stories with friends. Time became something to cherish, not something to rush through. One evening, Ria visited her grandfather in West Bengal. They sat on the porch, watching the sun set over the fields. Dadu sipped his tea, a contented smile on his face. You seem different, Ria, he said. You're more at peace. What changed? Ria nodded, grateful for his wisdom. I've learned to value time, Dadu. I used to think that being busy meant being successful, but now I know that success is about enjoying life and making the most of every moment. Dadu patted her hand. A time is the most precious resource we have. Once it's gone, we can never get it back. I'm glad you've learned to appreciate it, my dear. Remember, it's not about how much time we have, but how we choose to use it. Ria smiled, knowing that she had found a new perspective on life. She no longer felt the need to rush or chase after success. Instead, she embraced the flow of time, like the river that adapts and finds its way around the rock. By valuing time, she had discovered a deeper sense of fulfillment and happiness. From that day forward, Ria lived her life with intention, never wasting a single moment. She knew that time was a gift, and she was determined to make the most of it, cherishing every minute as if it were a precious gem. And in doing so, she found the true meaning of success and happiness.